All right, we're recording. Okay. This is a spoiler for The Black Phone. If you have not seen it, I can't believe I'm
Probably should.
telling someone not to listen to this or not to watch it, but don't. Come back. Go watch it and come back.
Yeah.
Because it's freaking amazing and you do not want it spoiled. All right. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say I like the way that they just Ethan Hawke is dead and there's no sequel chance.
Oh, God, yeah. What'd you think of the brother?
You know, a little slow in the uptake, but at least he got there eventually.
Well, actually, was he slow on the uptake or was he kind of a genius? Because all of a sudden his coked out head saw all the stuff and he's like, son of a bitch, it's my house.
Well, if only he'd have known when the cops were standing there.
Well, it would have been nice, yeah.
But that would require you not to be a drug addled fuckbag. But yeah, I mean, eventually he got down there. And you know what? Him going down there did help in a way, even though he died.
Yeah, yeah. You knew he
Him
was going to
going,
die.
well, of course he did. But him going down there did help a little bit. So I mean,
Well, and
whatever.
and it wasn't campy. It was comedic relief, that's for sure. I won't deny that, but it wasn't campy. It was necessary for the pacing of what was going to happen. It
I was like, at one point, I'm like, okay, so he's not in that house, but where the hell is he then?
Yeah, that was a twist. I mean, as soon as it happened, I'm like, bet she's across the street. But until it did happen, I was like, oh shit, she got it wrong. I don't know. It was good. God, it was a really good movie. It really was. Like there's times where you're just like, kick on the freezer door more, you fucker. Why are you giving up? You're almost
Yeah,
out. Or when he's doing the lock and he's sleeping right behind him. I'm thinking to myself, find something, stab that asshole in the neck.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, just kill him. Is he
Just,
sleeping there? But was he really sleeping? I mean, you like to think that he was.
I think he really was. Yeah, I think he
You
really
think he really
was.
was?
Yeah, that he would. I don't think he. I think Hawk was honestly petrified when he realized, shit, I got to go outside and find him, which to
Okay.
me made the
Was it
movie
just part
even
of his
better.
his plan?
Yeah, I don't think because nobody else had. Hawk was playing off the whole thing where everyone's going to try to escape. He
Yeah,
didn't know there would be somebody because even Hawk didn't fully understand the whole paranormal thing because he was the only other person who could hear the phone ring. And he didn't understand the whole paranormal behind it. He had convinced himself that it wasn't real. Where the little kid was like, okay, what the hell's going on here? He never gave it a... He was in such a state, in my opinion, where he never gave himself the option to say this isn't real because I think he was in that situation. Like, have you ever fucked up so bad where you're just like, oh my God, this can't be real? And
yeah, my entire life.
yeah, but you got to face up to it because fuck it
Yeah.
is. I think that's where the
So
kid
that's kind of
was.
that's kind of why I don't blame him for not stabbing him because at that point you're like, there's the door. Why would I fucking chance waking him up as I'm like ready to stab or looking for a knife in the kitchen?
Well, that and the door's right there. I mean, the door's
Yeah,
there. You got to find something to stab him. You're like, oh my God, I'm almost out of here. I have three chances of doing this combination and getting out of there because he had the numbers, and
yeah.
uh, and he's out. I mean, he walked past him. I don't know. It was intense for sure, especially when they're doing the camera angles and it's a profile of him where you can't see behind him. And you're just the whole time you're just waiting for him to grab him, but no, all of a sudden he gets the door unlocked. You're like, okay, he's gonna get
Mhm.
grabbed now. He just walked out the door. What the fuck? It's like it just continues, especially when there was that premonition of where he's banging on the door and the door's locked. That never actually ended up happening, but it raised the stakes of this is where that's going to happen. And like even though part of the movie is predictable, I felt there was parts where it wasn't predictable because you thought it was predictable. It's almost like they made parts predictable just to
To use
fuck
against you.
with you. Yes, exactly, like a mind game. The whole movie's a mind game. It's awesome. Like I do gotta watch it again. I really do because
Well, look at the if he doesn't break this freezer open, he doesn't have the steak thawed to distract the dog to get out.
and if he doesn't dig the hole and doesn't try to also go out the window. He doesn't have the contraption that breaks Hawk's. If Hawk didn't break his ankle, it was done.
Oh yeah.
He was hosed. I mean, he might have fell in the pit, but if he didn't break the actual ankle, he would have got out of the pit. It's
Wasn't didn't he have something underneath there too, like a knife or something? Didn't something stab into him? Or just break his ankle?
no, he hit the
I've only seen
grate
it
and
once
his
so
ankle
far.
just snapped.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
It was, oh my God, I jumped a little on that one. That was gross as hell. And the funny thing is, it wasn't even graphic. It was just the sound and everything with
There's
it.
a crunch. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I mean, everything was real good about it. Like, and then you got Robin, who obviously knew his shit and, could hold his own. And I liked that he was friends with the kid. I thought it was a nice touch, especially considering once Robin died, or disappeared, that the bullies came after him, which ended up at the end, he got to walk tall. But the whole thing with Robin is, I think that's kind of why he was like, don't kill him, just get out. Was, if Robin couldn't kill him, how am I going to kill him?
Yeah. Well, he needed all of them. It was like building to the final boss. He needed all those.
Oh, when he
Like
takes that phone and holds it up to him and says, it's for you.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was good. God damn
That
it.
was a good one.
That was a great movie. It was sad. I mean, what did Angie call it? We were describing the movie to someone another day and Angie nailed it. She's like, it's not a feel-good movie. And I'm like, you know what? Such a simple explanation, and you are correct.
Well, it is.
No, it's not. All those kids.
For him.
Well, for him, but in a weird way, it wasn't. He lost his best friend.
Understandable, but he gained all that fucking confidence and ability and all that.
He did, but it's not a feel-good movie. It's all those kids died.
And their abusive dad realized that was a gift that his daughter had, and then his wife had it, and it looked like at the end he was going to chill out a little.
So, being raised in a very, I'll just say, firm environment,
Sure.
that was hard for me to watch, and and then it was. I mean, I wasn't the only one raised in a firm environment. That was not that uncommon back in the 70s and stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
And so when I watched that, I'm like, these guys, they acted that out beautifully. Because some people would be like, why don't they just leave? That's not how life was back then. You didn't just leave. That was every day for some people.
Yeah.
That was very well done. The people who did that movie, I don't even know who did the movie. I don't know if they've done anything else.
Scott Derrickson, he did the first Doctor Strange.
Oh, really?
And Sinister.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, this is definitely his top work.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
And I like Doctor Strange, but this is definitely his top work. I mean, it's just everything, like things I want to go back and watch is, like, I saw the van whenever the van was around. But like, so when he takes Hawk's mask off at the end and he starts just freaking out because he basically took his personality off him, or, he exposed him, took his blankie away, I guess. When Hawk is talking to the main kid, he's got that weird, like, he's still got a mask on because he's got that thick foundation on.
Yeah.
But
like he has when he takes them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. And he cut him with that rocket. That was everything. Everything was just a nice touch.
See, I mean, it sucks. But all those kids had to die. Leave something behind for him to get out.
Yeah. Yeah, and he got away because he actually brought what he would have needed to leave behind.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was really good. Because if it wasn't for the kids, he would have went up the stairs and he would have got his ass beat.
And ended up dying.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta give Hawk credit too. The dude's older than me. Or at least he's gotta be around my age.
He said he's in the last part of his career, so.
Well, Christ, with the roids he had to do for that.
What? He wasn't built that much.
You don't think so? I think he was built. I give him credit. I don't think he did roids. He wasn't cut, but he was built. He put some weight on. He put weight on and did muscle, though. He did both. Kind of like Tom Hardy and Batman for Bane. He even said, he goes, yeah, I put on like 30 or some extra pounds, but it wasn't good pounds.
No, he had to be like brick.
Yeah.
It
It
wasn't like
was
Thor muscle. That was like,
it was like cheeseburgers, but I'm still hitting the weights muscle.
yeah.
Yeah, my heart does not like me anymore muscle. Yeah, that was not good. But God damn it, it's a good movie. I mean, it's just there's so many little things in there that the uh the little girl and her religious beliefs I thought were a nice touch too, where she had her own character arc too, where she always thought that her powers came from something more benevolent, where all of a sudden realized I don't need anyone's help anymore. I can do this on my own.
Hmm.
Like she kicked her crutches away too.
Yeah.
It was good. And then the scenes between the daughter and the father. I mean, the father obviously was upset because his wife died, committed suicide. And so he just didn't want the
Because of
same.
those same visions. Yeah, he didn't want the same thing for her.
Yeah. And he was,
And he tried to beat it out of her.
yeah. Yeah, because he didn't know how else to handle it. He was in his downward spiral probably due to the loss of his wife and stuff. So, I mean, there was feelings there. He didn't hate them. He just didn't handle things right. Not saying it excuses it, just saying that's how it was. It was good. It was, but like I don't think it's a feel good movie. Like you start seeing the posters, it's kind of like It, when you start seeing the posters and stuff like that, and you're like, this kid's never coming back. But I think Black Phone was even darker.
Well, Black Phone is a human doing it.
Yeah. There's nothing supernatural. This is something that could literally be happening right now. Yeah,
And probably is.
I'm sure it is. You know it is.
But I
These
mean,
kids,
she did lead the cops to the house with all the bodies in it.
yeah, yeah. That was that. See, that's another part where it's not a feel-good movie. Like every goodness has a dark side to it. Like, yeah, she found the graves; they can be put to rest, but those kids are still dead. I don't know. It's messed up. I like the rocker kid too. He's
Oh,
such
the
a.
80s punk, 80s punk guy.
I knew kids like that in high school, and I was in a small town, but I knew kids like that. They would frickin' probably stab you if you crossed them. It was,
Well, don't mess with the guy's fucking game.
yeah. Well, he might have overreacted a little bit. It was an accident he bumped into.
Well, of course.
Yeah, it was, damn, such a different time back then. It, yeah, you know what? I do want to watch it again. I like how the kids didn't remember who they were, but then they could be reminded. And then
Yeah.
the one kid was just like, you know, I've accepted this. This sucks. Don't tell me who I am. It was
Yeah.
like each kid was different. It wasn't like they weren't playing all out of the same playbook. Each one had a different personality.
Well, the farther back they were killed, the less they knew. Like, the
Yeah.
Robin kid had just been killed, so he was easily reminded.
Yep. Yeah, damn, that was good. When the one kid's floating and the blood's dripping. That was just dicked up. Ah, so
You
good
see,
though.
that's a guy that should only direct horror. Like, some people are made for that, and he would be one of them.
Well, depends on the horror. I mean,
Like
that's
James Wan, I think James Wan should only do that kind of thing. I know he doesn't like to. He did the Fast and Furious one, whatever. But his main, you don't do the same horror every time. You do different things like James Wan does.
that was a different horror though. That was like a suspense horror. Like I'd be
Well,
curious to
it's a
see
lot
what
different. It's a lot different from Sinister.
I never
But
saw
is it
Sinister.
really? I don't think Sinister's that much different than Black Phone, really.
Is Sinister the one with the that
No, that's Insidious.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet either. I want to. I haven't.
Sinister's the one with Bagul or whatever, the guy with the long, dark hair. Ethan Hawke's investigating all the shit around it.
Oh, Ethan Hawke's in it?
Oh, yeah, he's like an investigator, and he's looking into the legend.
You know, I used to hate Ethan Hawke when I was in my 20s. And
Yeah, it's because you saw him in Crab Leg Before Sunrise and all that nonsense.
actually, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But I liked the movie Singles. No, he was in
Do
Reality
you like the
Bites,
movie or
not
like the song?
Singles.
Yeah, he was in Reality Bites.
Reality Bites, yeah. Um, It's kind of funny, those people, like Winona Ryder's in that. Now she's big again. It, I looking back at it, it really is stuff like Before Sunrise or whatever, that with Julie Delpy.
Delpy.
Delpy, yeah. That was not a good movie. And I tried to watch it, but because
They made three of them.
I still remember that sepia crap colored
Oh,
cassette.
sepia tone. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that rust color.
I can't remember a name to save my life, but I can tell you what the VHS cover freaking looks like. Um, yeah, God, I can't believe I ordered that. That was an $80 movie. What a waste of money.
Did you ever see any return on that?
No, no. Well, it rented a little bit because Julie Delpy did some nudity with Eric Stoltz in a movie where he's a bank robber.
Okay.
Or maybe she did nudity in something else and she just happens to be... He's like, so she's a prostitute and... But ends up dating Eric Stoltz. This is during that time where Eric Stoltz was kind of... It was around the same time where Eric Stoltz was kind of like the... I think they were trying to push him as kind of like a cult favorite. And he grew his hair out long and stuff. And but I like things he was in.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, like he was in... he did the first... I think it was the first Prophecy with Christopher Walken. But he was doing he was kind of like, he was like the redhead Ethan Hawke, actually. I don't know. I liked Eric Stoltz. Like when I found out he was the Marty McFly, I'm like, oh, you know what? I would have actually watched that. Well, obviously I would have watched it anyways, but I would have enjoyed seeing him in it. I mean, besides what we see him in it, because he actually is still in it in parts. But little fun fact. Damn it, it's a good movie. The guy from Trainspotting, the one who creeps the shit out of me, I think is... No, he's not in it, but there's a guy that looks just like him kind of in it.
Ewan Bremner?
Yeah, it's not him, though. Yeah, it was right around that time, though.
It's one of those ones I'm like, oh, I rented it, and I was like, oh, this is one of those movies everybody's like, oh, this one you gotta see, and you're like, I'm bored to tears. And then you're like, oh, it can't get worse. And then Trainspotting 2 comes out, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna give this one a chance.
You know what? I never saw the second one because part of me is just like, it can't... I liked the first one, but the first one had...
The second one's worse.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't see how the first one did everything I felt like it needed to do. I don't know how it is. Killing Zoe.
Oh, okay.
That's a mess. It's not a bad movie. It's not a great movie. Don't get me wrong. When I say it's not a bad movie...
It is fucked up as boxing Helena.
Oh my God. Was that the one where they were cutting her up? Or
Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot about that movie. Is Stoltz in that one too? Who's in that?
No. That was Julian Sands.
Yeah.
I think he's in that one with oh goddamn, what's her name? As soon as you said, I'm gonna know who. I can picture her face.
Yeah, those all came out around the same time. Actually, it came out as the same year. Sherilyn Fenn.
That's it.
Yeah, and I like Julian Sands too because I saw him in The Warlock. I'm like, oh, it's a great movie. I loved 80s.
He's in Arachnophobia.
Yeah. Bill Paxton's in that movie. I didn't know that. Oh, a little Kenosha native, Kurtwood Smith.
Nice.
From RoboCop and That 70s Show. Wow, that's Sherilyn Fenn. Yeah, God, who did not have the hots for her back then?
You know what? I still would.
Well, being the married man I am, I can't, but back then. Yeah, that was messed up.
It was between Sherilyn Fenn and Linda Fiorentino were like the two.
Yeah, there was another one too. Sherilyn Fenn, Linda Fiorentino, and then there's another one. We saw her at Comic-Con. She was sitting at the table next to us with...
Angie Everhart?
Oh, no, well, her too. But no, there's another dark-haired one. Oh, man, they were all... She was sitting... she was with Jason Priestley at the table there. Or was it Chris O'Donnell? I can't remember. But damn it, she was... not Maura Kelly or whatever her name is either, because she was one of those brunettes that was around that time too, from like Twin Peaks and stuff, and Cutting Edge.
It was Phoebe Cates. She wasn't there, was she?
No. It, damn it, if you said it too, am I thinking Laura Fenn? I just remember she got up and I went, good for you for still being put together well, even though she Linda Florentino, did you say that?
I did. That was not. She was not there.
No. Was she the one from Men in Black?
Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't her.
and Jade and all kinds of other stuff.
Jade, yeah. Crap, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I can't remember. Because that was a big thing then. Like Ethan, because you had the Brat Pack, which was like Amelia Estevez and Rob
Yeah,
Lowe
Rob
and
Lowe
all
and
of
all
them and
them. Yeah,
stuff. But then there was
but
the
they were kind
whole,
of pretty boys.
yeah. But then you had the grunge version of that, which was like
The grunge. Yeah, that's
Ethan
perfectly said. Yeah,
Hawke, and actually pretty much was the grunge version of that.
I would say Matt Dillon was the grunge, even though I think he's considered Brat.
Matt Dillon, no, he's actually in Singles.
Okay, so he's the grunge one.
Yeah, he's the one dating Bridget Fonda in it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ooh, Bridget Fonda.
It, yeah, Ethan Hawke. Well, that's Singles. But Singles, and it was like when...
Well, Reality Bites is Ben Stiller.
Yep, Ben Stiller, Winona Ryder, Ethan Hawke. Kara Sedgwick is in Singles, not Reality Bites. But those two movies are kind of like the same. It's kind of like...
God, they came out like right around the same time.
yeah, it's
didn't they?
kind of like... It was kind of like Soundgarden and Pearl Jam. Which is
Yeah.
funny because both of them were in the movie Singles, I believe.
But that soundtrack was legendary back then.
Oh, it was fantastic. Chris Cornell had some of Chris Cornell's best stuff, I thought, was on that disc. And Allison Chan's was fantastic. Jerry Cantrell was good.
I think that soundtrack actually like dwarfed the movie.
Oh, easily. That was in the jukebox at the bar I worked at. There wasn't a night I worked for probably a year that Wood wasn't played or Seasons wasn't played.
Yeah.
There was so much good stuff on there. It's really driving me nuts. I can't think of the girl that was sitting next to us. Damn it. It'll come to me some other time. Yeah.
He was with Tara Strong.
Tara Strong, the voice actress?
Yeah, he was sitting with her.
Yeah, she was there too. I remember her
There
being
was more
there.
than one. I just remember her. I remember him and her were sitting like 2 tables down from us.
Maybe it was separate tables then. She was there. She left. Tara Strong came afterwards. He was there the whole time.
Oh, I just remember him being with Tara Strong. And then we had like a table behind us was Mitch Pileggi.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah,
I remember Billy
Skinner
Corgan
and,
come in. Oh, that was a different year, I think. Or was it?
Yeah, that was a different year.
different day. Actually, I think it was the same year, different day.
yeah.
We were at Gibson's the day before.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was there at Gibson's.
Yeah. Actually, both I think were Gibson's. We were sitting in the bar area of Gibson's the first time. The other time we were actually sitting down to eat.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's gonna bother the hell out of me, but I even looked up. I go brunettes actresses of the '90s, and I can picture the face. Like if I could see her, I'd be like, oh, yep, that was her. But oh well, we were talking about the black phone anyways, so it has nothing to do with her anyways. Holy crap! Everyone was a brunette back then.
It was better than the blondes.
Well, yeah, blonde's overplayed. It's
I've always preferred brunettes.
It's funny. Nev Campbell shows up. Jennifer Connelly obviously would be in there.
Oh, career opportunities, my God.
Yeah, Frank Whaley. There's a guy who just, he found his way into all these movies,
No kidding.
and he was even the leading man sometimes, but he was never a leading man. I mean, I liked him. Don't get me wrong. What was the movie with the pedophile guy, gay pedophile guy, Kevin Spacey? Shark something or
Oh, Swimming with Sharks.
Swimming with Sharks? When he's doing the paper cut things, oh, that was harsh. But I enjoyed
I mean, he's
watching
been
it.
a lot of stuff, but yeah, it's just like he's always just, hey, that guy,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I would watch almost anything he was in. I always liked him. He was just one of those guys that just shouldn't have been where he was, but he was.
But good for him, man. Nobody's begrudging you.
Yeah, no, I
Well,
was
think
more
about
power
at
to
the time.
him.
At the time, career opportunities was made. Hey, you want to be locked in a Target for 12 hours with Jennifer Connelly? Yeah, I think I'll sign on.
Yeah, how much do I got to pay you for this?
No, we pay you. God damn.
What? Why haven't we started shooting?
I know I have.
Yeah, twice. Wardrobe.
How do we punch up the script? Burglars? Yeah, sure. What the hell? No one's gonna remember this movie other than the poster anyway. Oh, and Jennifer riding the mechanical horse.
God, yeah, that was ridiculous. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, even though it kind of came out that way, but that was ridiculous. Who was the other Fen of the 80s or 90s?
Fen?
Yeah, there was
What?
Sherilyn Fenn and
They with the same name?
God, was it another Sherilyn and not a Fenn, or was it another Fenn? I
Parker
cannot.
Posey?
No, no, no. I think they're like their name was Burnett though, and that's when she
Sometimes she
started
didn't.
kind of doing her thing. Well, naturally Burnett, I believe. Damn it, it's really bothering me that I cannot figure who this is.
Sherilyn Fenn? I don't remember another Fenn.
Yeah, there was another Fenn. I'll just type it in. Maybe it wasn't Fenn. Yeah, because everything's coming up Sherilyn. And it... Was it her that was at Comic-Con? Oh my God, maybe it was her. Maybe I'm just confusing her.
Could have been.
Because now that I'm seeing pictures of her older, I'm like, oh yeah, that might be her. Yeah, Boxing Helena, that was crazy because they actually, you saw the nubs and stuff. It was he eating
Yeah.
her? Was that it? I don't remember. I watched it, but I
No, I
don't.
think he was just cutting her up and putting her in his boxing Helena. Eating Raoul was the one where it was cannibalism, I think.
Did you ever see Fresh with Sebastian Stan?
Nah.
It's, it's once again, not greatest movie, but it's a good movie. He's a good actor. He's weird. He, in a good way, he's weird. I don't know. I go back to Black Phone though. I think out of everything I've seen, in the last, I'm trying to think of the last movie that I would say got me like Black Phone did. I can't think of anything. I mean, all of the Marvel, even the ones I liked, well, especially the ones I liked, the ones I didn't like, obviously wouldn't matter. Um, I don't, even if I got that feeling like, oh, I was pumped to see this, I don't think it's not the same pumped. Like,
Well, I think Black Phone came out of nowhere. You're like, oh, I want to see that, but
I saw the first Fear Street. That was pretty good.
it's
It,
not a movie.
yeah, it is.
If it's streaming, it's not a movie. So,
Did Black Phone go to theaters?
oh yeah, it was in theaters for a while. It was huge.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I saw some glimpses of it and I went, oh, that looks really good. And that was
Made
before it
about
was out. And then
it
all of a
made about
sudden,
90. It made about 90 million. Nobody saw it coming.
oh, well, good for it. Damn.
But see,
Uh,
then see, all that does is mean like, oh, we can do Black Phone 2. Now, how do you do that? Because now the only way to do that, you got to make Ethan Hawke supernatural, and where's the fairness there?
well, no, you don't. No.
Yes, I'm just don't do a sequel, please God, don't do a sequel. I
I'm
mean,
tr-
I'm not going,
so I'm trying to
but
I'm trying to think like with Boxing Helena, I'm just using it as an example. If you cut somebody up and you were mailing the parts off, I could see where, or let me rephrase that. If Hawk was if Hawk was mailing the parts to people, then I could see where could be a sequel. It could be like maybe they were all doing it. It was a Ringa thing, just some sick thing they had.
oh, there's just somebody else that's yeah.
Someone else took it, or it wouldn't be Hawk anymore. But
But he was very clearly alone.
he was alone. He killed his brother. The only other person that probably could.
Yeah,
The only thing that maybe could match with it would be, and here's where it would turn to shit. I openly say it would turn to shit. I'm not saying this should happen. The mask. When the mask came off him, he was a different person because it was his binky.
so you're gonna say the mask is possessed?
Yes. I'm not saying that's what they should do. Don't take that the wrong way.
God damn it! If it happens, I'm gonna look back in this video. Shit.
But I mean, out of everything he did, here's the only problem with that is when he kidnaps well, that too, but when he kidnaps
The kids, he's not wearing the mask.
correct, he is though. All right, so I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Where it could work is he is a subservient to the mask, to the demon within the mask. So when he goes to kidnap the kid and he has the foundation on and stuff, that's his like his safety blanket or whatever you want to. I keep going back to a binky. That's his thing that keeps him protected, like his inner self. So like when the mask gets pulled off him in the end, he really is freaking out because of the fact that that was the protection. Because, and hear me out, I don't think this is how it should go. But let's face it, the movie was a supernatural movie.
But not the killer.
He could hear the phone.
Yeah, but
He could hear the people on the phone.
yeah, fantastic. See, there doesn't need to be a sequel. God damn it.
No, there doesn't need to be a sequel. I'm not saying there should be a sequel. I'm just saying there are holes. I mean, look at it this way too. The kid, it took place in the past. We could now come more present day, and the kid could be the new Ethan Hawke because he can hear the voices, and he's gone nuts since then.
See, that would ruin the movie then.
Oh, it absolutely would. I don't deny that at all. It absolutely would destroy it. It would
Just
suck.
leave it alone. Just take that energy and make something else.
I 100% agree. I'm just saying.
Let that one be awesome all by itself and just go.
So now it kind of raises the question, did they put little holes in there intentionally?
For the supernatural parts?
Yeah. It is a supernatural movie. The more I'm thinking about, because we said just a little bit earlier going, the thing that made it different was this could be happening right now somewhere. But now that we're talking about it, I'm like, no, it really couldn't be. This was a supernatural
I think the
thriller.
kidnapping and the killing could happen now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
The phone part, no.
And why was the phone there?
What do you mean?
Why do you have a phone on the wall in the basement?
Wasn't it something because he had stopped hearing the voices, but he wanted to keep hearing them?
Is that what it was? So I did have a little confusion in the beginning because he was, with the mask on, it was kind of, I watch people's mouths when they talk, so that kind of threw me off a little bit. I just got to watch it again. It was good. It was so good. It's worth another view. I don't know why I haven't watched it again.
Have you watched Malignant yet?
Malignant?
Oh, yeah. James Wan, batshit. I can do whatever I want, so here we go, kind of thing.
James Wan.
Conjuring, Insidious, Horror Guru.
Oh, the dude from Aquaman?
Yeah. Well,
no, I haven't.
Of course, that's what he's fucking known for.
I purposely picked that one. No, he's good, too. I like him.
Malignant was... I mean, I don't want to say nothing because to spoil it is a disservice. But it is one of the most batshit insane, middle finger, I'm going to do what I want kind of movies.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a very good way.
Oh, Malignant. All right, I see that. I'm looking at the cover right now where the letters got a needle going to the eye. Yeah, I've been wanting to see this.
If you know nothing about that movie, you have no idea where it's going to go. And when it finally gets there, you're like, oh my God. And then you just ride that fucking insanity to the end.
The Aquaman dude's in it?
No, he directs it. He directs these.
He directed it?
Yeah, he directed Aquaman and...
No, not the guy who's an actor also.
Who the hell are you talking about? James Wan is a single person.
I was going to say Wan... Conjuring. So I'm thinking of, and as soon as I say his name, you'll know. Oh Christ! Even
Patrick Wilson.
Yes,
he's an actor, but he's directing the next Conjuring. Apparently, Patrick Wilson. So
okay, well that wasn't intentional. That was a happy accident. Yeah. He's in Aquaman.
Yeah, I know he is. He's the like King or whatever.
Yeah,
but James Wan uses him in pretty much everything. He's in Insidious as well.
I like him as an actor.
He's a good actor.
He does everything he does well. Except for Aquaman, but nobody could have done that well. That was just bad writing. I did not like. I don't know. I know a lot of people liked Aquaman. I was not a fan.
I didn't like it.
I mean, it had moments, but that was it.
It was really dull.
Yeah.
It was, and because I'm a huge James Wan fan, I'm like, oh sweet. Like, nah, you can't do these. You got to do your own thing. You can't do franchise stuff. You got to do your own stuff.
That's Vera Fanning was his wife? I don't
Vera
know.
Farmiga, yeah.
I don't know why I thought Who's the girl? Oh Christ, I can't think of her name. She did well, you wouldn't have seen it because you don't watch Seth Rogen movies, but it's the one where she's married to Seth Rogen, lives next door to Zac Efron in the sorority house.
Oh, Rose Byrne. She's in Insidious.
Okay, maybe that's the one I'm thinking of because I never saw it in Insidious, but I saw the trailer. She's surprisingly a very good actress. Just sometimes picks some very bad roles.
Yeah, they all have that.
Yeah, she's done it a lot.
Florence Pugh is one of them. Is like, you're a good actor, but Midsummer, you owe me some money.
Oh, Kendall went and saw the new one with that one bitch, Olivia Wilde.
Oh, don't worry, darling.
Yeah, I saw a trailer though where Florence Pugh picks up the phone and someone's whispering to her like "run" or whatever, and I'm like, oh, that part of the commercial right there makes me want to see it.
Yeah, I know the twist. No, you don't.
Oh, it made it seem like a horror suspense.
Nah.
No, all right. Kendall came home because I always tease Kendall because she loves everything she sees. She might have got that from me, and I go, let me guess, this is your next favorite movie. She goes, it was all right. So I'm like, oh, so it's not that good, huh?
Let's just put it this way. It started on Friday with 9 million, and by Sunday it had completely bled out to about 3.
A lot of people are pissed off at Olivia Wilde
Because she's a sanctimonious snot ass
and a
who
horror
thinks she's
slut.
above all because I don't even care about that. She just thinks she's above everybody because she directed 2 goddamn movies. Ooh, look at you.
Well, and the fact that her husband and kids came on set and she basically blew them off for her piece of shit One Direction.
Yeah, I love how we're supposed to like feel sorry for her because Jason Sudeikis gave her divorce papers while she was on stage somewhere. Oh, damn.
I think that was beautiful. She's a whore. Whores get no respect.
And then she flat out lies about Shia LaBeouf, and then he puts out the evidence, and people are still like, "Nah, you're a douchebag." I'm not saying that Shia LaBeouf's not a douchebag, but he had the evidence right there.
Well, that Shia LaBeouf, as much as and you know how I feel, they're all millionaire drug addict club, but I'll
Yeah,
give him some credit because he's at least trying to own up to it. He's one of those, he's like a recovering alcoholic who keeps falling off the wagon. He's like, I need help. I'm going to do better. Oh,
yeah.
I fucked up. Okay, I need help. I'm going to do better. He's trying. He just keeps tripping.
I'm just in this one case, he put the video out of her calling and asking him to stay on the movie and all this and that. So she lied about that, flat out.
Yep. Yeah.
And there's the evidence. And there's the evidence about it. So not only are you a liar and a cheater, but now you think you're God's gift to the world because you directed 2 goddamn movies.
And I mean, all right, what I'm going to say is very sexist. I get it. And I'm no prize to women. That's not true. I am a prize, just not the first place prize. And more of a booby prize. But
You're the participation ribbon.
don't get me wrong. In the one where they switch roles, Bateman and
Oh, change up.
Change Up, smoking hot. I'll give her credit for it. She looks like Skeletor. She's kind of, in my opinion, past her prime a little bit.
I, I mean, she's better looking than anybody that ever talked to me. So,
I'm talking to you right now, asshole.
oh, female.
Oh, gotcha. Don't gender me. It, it's
It just seems when you listen to her and all this, her personality just seems like ugh.
I think that might be what it is for me too. That and the fact she's a cheating whore.
I mean, if that shit is true, what she did to her kids, that's just garbage.
Yeah, she's not. I'm hearing very bad things about her. Like things are starting to come out of the cracks.
Well, apparently everybody on the set's like, "Are we gonna film this movie? Are we gonna fuck this guy?"
I didn't hear that.
There's been some rumblings that she was more concerned with fucking Harry Styles than shooting that movie most of the time, which is why Florence Pugh and her don't get along.
Oh, that I heard. Why would
Yeah,
Florence Pugh not like that? I mean, I'm cool that she doesn't, but
because she's like, "I'm here to film this damn movie. Let's do this. What are we doing here?"
oh, gotcha. Like wasting her time kind of thing.
Yeah,
Let's be professional.
yeah.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
And then you got the videos of Chris Pine when they're doing the promotion for the movie, and he has to sit next to Harry Styles. He's like,
His
God,
eyes are just glazed over. Like this guy is a God. What did Styles say? He's like, it's a movie. That's a movie. It's a movie.
a movie that's a movie.
It was
Chris Pine's
something
"Shoot
like
me
that. It was
in
so
the fucking
bad.
head." Why am I with this guy?
And Pine's a talented bastard. I'll give him credit.
He is.
That hair's horrible, but who am I to talk? It oh my god. And Jason Sudeikis, I mean, he hasn't always picked the best roles in the world either, but I love him. He's hilarious when he wants
Oh,
to
he
be.
was such a vile piece of shit in Colossal. That was such a good
Colossal.
movie too. Oh, Colossal, you never seen it?
No.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Oh man, I gotta stop. I gotta stop writing down movies. I don't have time to watch all this stuff. I'm so far behind on stuff. I should have never went back to school. Yeah, he's awesome. I liked him on Last Man on Earth too. I just one day I was bored and I put it on and I'm like, I'm not gonna like this movie.
Isn't he like the kind of guy that looks like you'd be like, I want to punch that son of a bitch in the face? He just has the look. But then you watch him in the movies like, I like this dude.
Yeah, he always plays that guy. Like even in Meet the Millers, he literally is the guy you want to freaking punch in the face. But by the end of it, you're like, he's all right.
He's charmed me. He's charmed me again.
Let's go get a beer.
Jason Sudeikis, you've charmed me again.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. And he pulls a mustache off too. That asshole.
Well, then he gets it back in that Ted Lasso show.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's good. And so Last Man on Earth has an actor in it that drives me absolutely fucking insane. I can't think of his
Forte?
name. What's that?
Will Forte?
Yeah, Will Forte. The thing is though, as Angie and I started watching it, I got her hooked on it and we started watching it and we realized he is the perfect character for that show because if you're the last person on Earth, you are going to start going nuts a little bit. And he does start going nuts. And where at first it comes off as annoying, as you watch the series, you start realizing, oh, he's not just being annoying. He's actually losing his shit. Like he is actually doing a really good job at acting because there's parts where he breaks that craziness and goes into a different mood. And you're like, oh, he's got a little bit of range. Well, Sudeikis is his brother in it. And he's just a punchable in the face fucker.
Yeah, I mean, that's
But you
where
love
he
him.
lives. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. He's to the point now where he's one of those actors where he's like, well, a movie don't look that good, but Sudeikis is in it. I'll watch it. I'll give it a shot. It's kind of like Bateman.
Oh, don't you talk about Bateman. That is my hero.
No, I mean like he's in the movie. It don't look that good. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's oh my god, when Bateman plays the wheelchair dude with the big dick in the Jason Biggs movie, that fucking made that movie for me. I can't think of the movie. It was one of those things where Angie and I would go to the theater and we would just watch whatever garbage there was just to get out. And that was
Well, if Jason Biggs is in it,
yeah, it was good.
it's pretty not going to be. Well, I shouldn't say that because he made some okay. He's made some okay ones.
Well, Teen Wolf 2 wasn't the best, but it wasn't awful.
I'm talking about Jason Biggs.
Oh, Biggs. Oh, you know, Biggs, I actually don't have a problem with him. He doesn't always pick the best stuff, but he's all right. He's never done anything where I'm just like, oh, Biggs is the reason this sucks.
No, but I don't know. Loser was okay.
Loser. I know he was in it. I don't know if I watched that one. I probably didn't watch that one. He did drop, though. There was some, like, U.S. Cellular commercial or something, and I go to Angie, I'm like, that's Jason Biggs. She's like, no way. I'm like, yeah, it is. They're doing a play on his name because they're like, oh, it's bigger. I'm like, that's Jason Biggs.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, it's man, I'm losing my shit. I typed in loser to pull it up. That's a good feel-good word to type into your search browser. Let me tell you, the movie doesn't come up. But
That's probably my picture.
I was going to say it's talking about me, though. You son of a bitch. I'm going to close you out. And then Boxing Helena's right underneath there. That's a feel-good movie.
That must be the only time since 1994 that movie's been mentioned. This many times.
God, I remember watching it. Well, the funny thing is it had the Warlock in it. I can never remember his name. Julian Sands.
Julian Sands, yeah.
And then it had Cheryl Fenn, and I'm like, well, this is a double winner for me. It's
it's about a guy chopping up a woman.
well, yeah, I'm watching. I'm like, whoa, this is not going where I really thought this was gonna go.
In the true age of independent cinema.
God, but you know that I was fine with things back then. It was
It was experimental. It was seeing how far you could push things, and it doesn't mean it was good, but it's made. So there you go.
You know, part of me almost wants to watch it again to see now that I'm older, like 20 years older. All right, more than 20 years older. If wait, no,
Was that
that was
94?
93, I think.
93, 94?
30 years? Am I doing my math right?
No,
29 years?
roughly.
All right, so I was off a year. I was
No, you said 30.
I was rounding, Dick. 29 and 30 are basically the same thing.
No, it's
No.
2022, right? It's 2022. Okay.
Yeah.
If that was in 93, 94, I'd say 94. Was there a date
No, it
there?
said 93. It said it on there.
93? It's 29. Okay. I don't want
Dick.
it to be 30, God damn it. You know what else came out in 93? Jurassic Park. I can't handle that being 30 years old,
Oh
okay?
my God, it's almost 30 years old. You do realize that 2023 is right around the fucking corner.
And I'd rather not. I mean, Batman Returns was 30 years
You
this
made
year.
me feel
It
bad. I'm like,
sickens me.
how off is my math?
I just refuse. Because Batman Returns turned 30 this year, and that makes me sick.
Did it really?
Yeah, it was 92.
Oh man, my eyes. Oh, you gotta be shit me. All right, 29. September 3rd it came out. It came out
Yeah,
this
what, three
month.
theaters? Three theaters?
I don't know. I had the box.
That was one of those that was only at like the Oriental.
Was Madonna in it?
Was she?
Oh, it was this one. Boxing Helena is a 1993 American mystery thriller and body horror film directed by Jennifer Lynch, blah, 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 and starring Shirley Finn, Julian Sands, and Bill Paxton. Before its release, the film production was hampered by legal battles with Madonna and Kim Basinger, who both backed out playing. So apparently in New York, a verbal contract is legal. And Kim Basinger got sued and lost, if I remember correctly. I could be remembering it wrong. But either way, she got sued because she said she would do the movie and then she backed out.
Oh,
This was supposed to be like a big, because back then Madonna and Kim Basinger were huge.
yeah.
And they were, this was supposed to be a big theatrical release. And Sherilyn Fenn was more of the Bruce Campbell of actresses back then. Like people liked her, watched her stuff, but she wasn't
She was
considered
she was
A
in the B
title.
grade stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, which is really unfair because I always thought she was good. Well, I watched movies with hormones back then. Explosions and boobs, that's all I needed. It was
It was the 80s and the 90s. You got that every 10 seconds anyway.
so good back then.
Every R-rated movie with a gangster, guess what? We're going to have a strip club scene because that's where we're going to meet.
You're damn right.
And there'll be movies in the background. Yes, sir.
God damn. That movie, I kind of want to watch it again because I don't remember the ending, but I kind of think I do, and I don't want to. I want to watch it again. I think I have it. I think I have it on VHS, actually. I have so many movies on VHS. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I do too still. I'm not getting rid of them either.
Oh, I tried giving them away. People wouldn't take them. I donated some of them. Some of them are screeners, though, so I can't get rid of them because every once in a while it pops up saying, if you rented or bought this, call 1-800-GET-BENT. God, it was such a good time back then. I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised that Ethan Hawke is the only, well, I suppose you got Winona Ryder has kind of made a resurgence with Stranger Things. And when I say resurgence, I mean more of a household name again because she has acted. It's not like she hasn't. And Ethan Hawke's consistently.
I think Ethan Hawke's bigger than Winona Ryder.
Oh, I
Please,
don't
Ethan Hawke still
know.
makes theatrical releases. Winona Ryder just hitches a ride to a TV show.
I won't argue with that, but at the same time, I'll say Ethan Hawke's a higher caliber, but as for a household name,
If you're starting a franchise, you're like, okay, I can get Ethan Hawke or Winona Ryder. Who's going to put more butts in the seats right now today? It's Ethan Hawke.
I don't know. I don't disagree with you that he's going to put a shit ton of butts in the seat, especially considering he did Moon Knight, which, don't get me wrong, adequate show. He was one of the high points of it. But that caters to, so you got to remember, people our age, we're going to go see Ethan Hawke. I would see Ethan Hawke over Winona Ryder. And I'm assuming you would say the same thing.
Yeah.
But there is the generation below us.
They don't know who Winona Ryder is.
Sure they do. Stranger Things?
Oh, but what is she in there? Like 3 episodes?
She's in almost every episode. She
I don't
plays
know, I've
a
never seen
huge part in it.
Okay.
Oh, she's awesome in it. Don't get me wrong. I like Stranger Things. But she's absolutely, I'm not going to take anything away from her on it because she is actually awesome in it. She really is.
I'm not saying she's bad. I'm just saying if we're talking name recognition.
That's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know. I would maybe put them on the same par. They just got their name recognition for the generation below us differently. So name recognition for me, for Ethan Hawke and Winona Ryder, is pretty much the same because they were in movies together.
Our generation has Beetlejuice and Heathers and stuff for Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
So we would be more like the people that would go see that.
I will see, and there's the crazy thing. I would see Ethan Hawke in a movie. I watched that vampire movie because of Ethan Hawke.
Daywalkers or whatever that was.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I literally watched that twice because of Ethan Hawke. The funny thing is I hated him when I was young. A lot of it was jealousy probably back then too. Envy sounds better. But I don't know. I really don't know. I think I'd just ask if both wanted to be in it.
No, I'm sure there's space.
Singles too.
Could you imagine if they did that now? I mean, if there was a legacy sequel, Singles 2, watch them be old. Remember these guys were young? Go watch them be miserable old people. Okay.
Kurt Cobain, who's that? Is that classic rock?
Are you kidding? Oh, don't get me started on that nonsense.
Yeah, be honest with you, I don't know.
No,
you say Uma Thurman now, I would say no, Ethan Hawke hands down.
Uma Thurman, what does she do now?
I just picked her because they have a kid together. And they both were very So back in the day, I would say Uma Thurman was more popular than Ethan Hawke.
Well, for a while.
Well,
the Pulp Fiction era.
Yeah. Well, even before that, she did, Robert De Niro fed her up in that one movie, Dog Days or Boobs or something. And
Dog Days of Boobs?
I don't know. I made that title up. It should be made, though.
Mad Dog and Glory?
Oh, my God. I did have one of the words right. Kind of. Mad Dog is one word, but... she, God, I had a hard time. It's weird. She had a lot of stuff back in the day. Then she did a lot of shit, like some Supergirl thing with Luke Wilson or whatever.
Oh, my super ex-girlfriend or whatever that was?
Yeah. And then Pulp Fiction, obviously, that was a big one for her. But that was actually back in that day. And that's just because Tarantino had a boner for her.
Boy, I put her in Kill Bill.
Oh, yeah, that too. I forgot about that, yeah. Yeah, it's. I think at one time she had a bigger name than Ethan Hawke, because Ethan Hawke kind of dropped off during the Tarantino phase.
Ethan Hawke went into indie world, where Uma was in like AAA, guest list kind of thing.
Which is funny because I think Ethan Hawke doing a AAA indie film is what did it to him. Because Singles was a AAA movie, but it was an indie film. It's just back then that was that weird time where indie
not
films...
as indie as Before Sunset.
All right, Before Sunset is a fever dream.
All 3?
Was there really 3 of them?
Yeah, Before Sunset, Before Sunrise, and Before Midnight.
Oh my God. I didn't watch any of them except for the first one.
I haven't watched any of them.
Hawke wasn't in all of them though, was he?
Oh yeah, Hawke and I think Julie Delpy are in all 3.
Are you serious?
It's like 3 different points in their relationships in their lives, I think.
Sounds awful.
Well, if you didn't like Sunset, I don't think you're going to like the others.
Like Killing Zoe was pretty good. I'd watch that one again. That was like an indie.
She was in American Werewolf in Paris, right?
Yep.
Or London, whatever the second one was.
Paris. London was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was all right. I mean, nothing will ever top.
Well, you can't.
In that genre, nothing will. There was The Howling and.
I think The Howling is boring.
Yeah, but it was 80s boobs. You got more boobs in that one than you did in the
Wait, which one? Am I thinking of that or Wolfen? I don't remember.
Wolfen was boring.
Wolfen might have been that one.
Yeah. That was a time when, well, American Werewolf came out. Shit, when I remember going home from the neighbor's house and I had to go about a block and I would not leave the street because they said that in the beginning of American Werewolf and then my brother let me watch it. And they left, they somehow they got off the street and they got attacked and that's how the one died and the other one became a werewolf. I never left the street. To this day, when I'm walking, I won't cut through yards.
But you don't want to get bit.
I don't want
Well,
to
unless
get
you're the werewolf, you
scratchy.
don't want to be the other guy.
Yeah, the other guy, he was messed up. And every time they showed him in a fever dream in the movie, he looked worse and worse. He was
Yeah.
decomposing in the visions even. That was a good movie. That's when practical effects just freaking rocked because that's when they reversed the film. Like they pulled the hair through the fake skin and then they reversed it
Hmm.
to make it look like the hair was growing. That was just good stuff. I think that's, to go back to the black film, that's another thing I liked about the black film. Is there really anything in the black film you could not do with practical effects?
No, I think they use practical effects.
Oh, I'm sure they did. But I mean, was there anything in there that needed to have computers involved?
CGI? No.
I can't think of one thing. I
No, because
mean,
everything, the kids were all makeup and Ethan Hawke was makeup.
even the kid who was kind of spinning, he could have been on a wire.
Oh,
Probably,
easily, yeah.
probably was on a wire. It,
Well, do you count erasing the wires as CGI? I mean, technically.
no, they didn't always erase wires. Hell, Crystal Skull still didn't erase the damn
No,
ropes.
stop. Stop.
I, I, I don't, I don't think there
I'm
was
sure the
any CG. I mean, I'm sure they did use CGI because a lot of people
is
they
that a Blumhouse? If that's Blumhouse, that came in under 20 million.
was it Blumhouse?
I
Let's
think it was.
let's find out. Black Phone. I think it was a Blumhouse. I just like the sound of that. Blumhouse. All right. That was directed by Denrickson. Wow, Ethan Hawke, you're looking rough. IMDb only gave it 7 out of 10, huh? What? Metacritic only gave it 65 out of 100? What? How does Metacritic even exist anymore? They're always dicked up.
Well, how does Rotten Tomatoes exist? They're fucking cooking the books.
Oh, God, yeah. You know what? I remember saying that years ago, and you told me, you go, no, that's the critics. I'm like, no, there's something wrong with those people.
Well, I mean, all they do is aggregate the reviews, but one review is a C minus and it's considered rotten, and one underneath is a C minus is considered fresh. How the fuck do you differentiate?
It depends who paid them or if they're left or right.
Exactly, and that's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all a joke. To be honest with you, typically the worse a movie's rated, unless it's just rated bad by everybody, but usually the worse something's rated, the more I want to see it. The more I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make my own opinion on this because there's no way something's that bad and got this far. Now, obviously, in the back of my head, my voice is like, it's all that bad. It's all that far. It, shut up, Mickey. It, I can't find who made it. Shouldn't IMDb tell me this?
Doesn't say produced by.
No. See production box office info. Yes. Yes, please. No, I'm not going to sign up. Piss off. Damn it.
Is Black Phone a true story? Yes.
In fact, the supernatural
Executive
part.
producer Joe Hill, Ryan Turek. It doesn't say that it's Blumhouse.
God, it feels like a Blumhouse movie, though, don't it?
It still didn't have a big budget. Universal's good with that kind of thing.
Was it Universal?
Yep.
I put Black Phone budget and fucking Samsung came up.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Wikipedia. Let's see what they have to say. Budget. 16 to 18 million. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh yeah.
Box office, 161 million.
Says produced by Jason Blum. So yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So yeah, that came in. What was the budget?
We'll go high end, 18 million.
Yes. He always brings shit in under 20. So 18 million it made, 100 and some million worldwide. That's a smash.
And why do you think it was 18 million? Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke.
And I'm not even going to say right. I was going to say rightfully so, but I don't believe anyone's worth that kind of money.
Ethan Hawke and the rights from probably getting the story from Joe Hill.
Oh yeah, you got to get rights. Yeah, so rights is a lot. Licensing is always going to be a ton.
I mean, it had like 3 locations. It wasn't like it was spread all over hell.
I mean, other than the abusive father, I didn't recognize any other actors in there.
No.
I mean, well, wait, who's the...
Jeremy Davies ain't gonna command much for what he did.
Yeah, but you got to remember they're all union.
But it's a small role. I mean, he's basically a cameo.
Yeah, he's not commanding like Tom Cruise would for farting on the microphone. But I mean, it's God, that mask is amazing, especially how they two-parted it.
Or he could slide part of it off.
Yeah. God, very well done. So it makes you wonder.
I'd say Ethan Hawke made like maybe $8 million of that.
Probably sounds about right. I never heard that he was a very greedy person. Well, he doesn't need to be. He's probably worth probably $120 million. Let's find out. Ethan Hawke net worth. And I took my glasses off. That's it, huh? He's a slub.
That's it?
55 mil.
Oh,
get banned.
Worthless.
Come back when you can afford a real Volkswagen.
55 million. You would think as long as he's been in the freaking business.
You know what? I think that's pretty cool. He's only worth 55 million. And you know what? He's probably, he's one of those guys that, he probably did a lot of freaking drugs in his day. I mean, he did all that indie shit.
In the 90s, it probably was all...
That's all it was.
Cocaine and shit, yeah.
It was all orgy. Winona Ryder probably gave him half his herpes, pox, monkey stuff. But I give him a little credit that, I mean, I wasn't innocent growing up either. I feel like he's someone who corrected himself, changed path.
But he did star in that Boyhood, so I got to knock him.
Boyhood?
Oh, God.
What was Boyhood?
That movie where he filmed the same kid over the span of like 10 years. So they filmed him growing up in real time.
Really?
It's 3 hours and there's nothing.
That sounds horrible.
It's just watching this stupid kid grow up, but everybody loved it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to blind buy this. I was so bored. I almost shot myself.
So it was a personal pet art house project.
It was a pet project of Richard Linklater. Like, you know what? I'm going to videotape. And Ethan Hawke's the kid's dad in it. And he films the kid as separate sections of his life. So you watch him grow up from like a little kid to a irritating pussy ass, I want to punch this son of a bitch until he's powder 20-year-old.
I just go on YouTube and type in watch someone age. And then you get to see someone take a picture of themselves once a second every year or every day.
Yeah. That guy's like, I'm going to do a movie about that for 3 hours and I'm going to have no story and it's going to be hell.
Yeah, see, that's why you got to be careful. Because it's like Julian Sands. When I saw him in Warlock, I watched everything he was in after that. And I'm scarred to this day for doing that. I now also know that if a Warlock is around horses, they're milk sours. I'm pretty sure I have that wrong. But that's what
is it Warlock 1 or 2?
He's in all the Warlocks, but Warlock's the first one. He's on a plane and all the milk on the plane starts spoiling. And I'm like, oh, how does nobody know there's a Warlock in the plane? I was young.
Like, it's common knowledge. Shit, Curdle Nook, Warlock!
Yeah. Get your swords!
So was he a bad guy or a good guy in there?
I want to say he's a bad guy, but now that you say it, I think he might have been a good guy and just misunderstood.
Maybe he's not like a warlock. I don't know what like warlocks. I know they're male witches, but like not every witch is a bad person. So.
He's a male witch in it. Yeah, I mean it is to the definition of warlock. That's where I learned what a warlock was. See, it was educational also.
There was a video game based on that movie, wasn't there?
I think there might have been actually.
Yeah.
That was a theater release movie. Now
it was
50 that came out after it, not so much.
Yeah.
But
it's like Wishmaster too. They're not. I think only the first 3 went in, not the second 15.
Or Puppet Master or anything Master.
Master Bader went straight to video.
But that was Master something, not something Master.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah,
no wonder it didn't get.